Another time. Welcome back to your boy, Loyal. And as usual, walk with your boy on this one. Hey, there's a lot of fucking crazy stuff that people don't even recognize is happening right now. Think about this. 6 years ago, we were in lockdown. Nothing was happening, right? It was like a calm situation, and all of a sudden, we've been threatened by some crazy ass disease, right? They lock us down, force people to stay home and work, and then threaten them. If they don't take something, put it in their body, they're gonna freaking not be able to shop, do anything, right? Fast forward, here we are, 6 years later, with the same people in office, and we dealing with this shit right here with the damn illegal immigrants and all of this shit. We back at lockdown status. Don't even know it, but now it's just financially. They did the same shit they did back then. They doing it now. It's like they playing the same game. Now you can't stay home and work. You gotta go in there and work. But they still got the same measures in place. You still gotta get checked out and all that shit. It's like these people are running the game on us right in our face and we don't even recognize it. We don't even recognize it. It's weird shit going on because if we didn't freaking go along with it, they wouldn't be able to do it. It's like we setting ourselves up for this bullshit. I just think we should just stop participating in all of this stuff that they're talking about. They're only doing this shit because we agreeing with it. You shit with the illegals. If I would have known 6 years ago that all of this stuff was going to lead up to this, it would have shocked me to see the reaction people gave. It wasn't that hard to prove to people that these people are evil, that they are freaking, they don't belong here, they stealing from you. They could have found all of this shit that they finding right now. They could have found that shit 6 years ago. Everybody was at home. It wasn't hard to find motherfuckers. They waited to now with this shit. I'm not gonna call Trump. I'm not gonna call him, our 47th president. That nigga is 9/11. That's his presidency. 9/11. 45, 47. It's crazy how nobody is recognizing that this shit is like a movie. It's like one of them puzzle movies where you can make a decision as you go. We've been making the wrong fucking decisions the whole time. The niggas that got us making the wrong decisions every time. It's not hard to freaking quit. I don't think it's hard to quit this shit. It's just that people don't know what they're going to do after they quit. I'm not talking about leave the government, leave the country and shit like that. I'm talking about don't participate in shit that you know is fake and false. Motherfuckers been running around here for years telling each other the world's a stage. That's just all comic. That's comic book shit now. It's comic book shit now. Nobody believes that. Nobody believes the world's a stage. If they see it on TV, they believe it. Believe me, they believe this shit. I hear people talking about the damn space travel, the little spaceship shit they did just recently with the women. Now they're fake, but they're fake because they're attacking women. Crazy shit. It's just fake, period, man. Why we gotta always change shit to fit our narrative? We always gotta change to fit our narrative. Not only that, Why? What would they get out of shaming women for faking a space, you know, flight? What would they get out of that? You would think that it would be better to bring women on board, and now we went full circle. We got women and men participating in the lie. They're trying to tell us that we can't think for ourselves. Everything we freaking know comes from the internet. Internet's undefeated. I remember when the internet came out, about 1998. People they had this big ass idea that the internet was going to change the way the world works. The big ass idea was they were going to be able to lie to your ass without any fucking restraints. They can lie to us about anything if it's on the internet. And now the AI and CGI is coming out with they fucking images and videos and shit. Ain't nothing gonna be safe. I saw a video the other day, man. The only thing that made me think that it was fake was the fact that one of the hands of the lady that was in the video only had 3 fingers. And I was like, man, if it wasn't for that shit, I would have believed that this video was real. We got to get wet, man. Seriously, when they say you can't believe nothing on TV, that includes your fucking cell phone and your computer as well. You can't believe one thing. Because once they figure out how to get rid of them glitches out of them videos, man, right now they just letting the shit go because, once they do it the right way, get the glitches out of there, you ain't going to be able to say it's AI. It's going to be up in the air. Any video that's shown to you that you did not videotape yourself or that you didn't record yourself is fake. That's how we have to look at this shit. You can't believe fucking body cam footage. You can't believe any of this shit because that's what the video was that I watched. And I was just scrolling through my feed. And it was supposedly body cam footage of a woman being arrested and beat up by the cops. But you only got 3 fingers, and it wasn't like she had amputated them. Literally, when I saw the handcuffs, I was like, so we got 3 fingers? What the fuck going on? It was a CGI video. These people are lying to us at every turn. You can't believe shit. Now they're going to court about Luigi, supposedly the bank vigilante guy, and they're saying that he ain't even the guy that was supposed to be fucking he ain't even a suspect. Say that somebody identified him when he had a mask on and a hoodie. How the hell are you going to identify somebody when they got a hood on and a mask? Something ain't right. And then they put the cop that supposedly made the arrest, put him in a spotlight. He was a junior cop. And of course, if they're giving him kudos and praising him, he ain't going to fucking tell you that we didn't know, we probably made a mistake. Telling you, man, this technology is not advanced for us. It's advanced against us. We got to really take note of how far people are willing to go to make money. They willing to do anything. All of the shit that we did 6 years ago, they're doing it today, but almost like it's in reverse. Everybody got to go to work now. But you still got to worry about, the jab and all that shit. You still got it. But now you got to go to work now. And these are the same people that was pushing, oh, you need to go home. You need to go home. You can't stay here because you're going to spread it. Now, you need to come to work. Businesses can't fucking function without you being at work. They're playing tug of war or seesaw with people's freaking consciousness, man, by building them up, tearing them down. The same shit with all of this race stuff that's going on right now. This is the same shit that was going on 6 years ago. But right now it's with two teenage kids. Before it was with a teenage kid and a bunch of freaking riders. It's like they do this shit every year to keep us focused on the shit that we have right at our disposal. The only thing the public really has control of is what they do and what's done to them. That's it. We don't have no control of the government. We ain't got no control of our cities. None of that stuff. People just got control of what they do to people and what gets done to them. That's it. So when they're out here telling the people that you need to do this, you need to do that, man, you better think twice. Don't do shit people be telling you need to do. You better figure out what you need to do yourself. I'd rather make a decision based off of my own thoughts. And if it's fucked up, I can live with that. But listening to other people, following them, that's a hard pill to swallow. Because once you figure out you fucked up, now who you gonna blame? You want to blame the person that you was listening to and following, but you can't because you an adult. You made the decision to do it. You made the decision to follow them. And it's gonna lead a bunch of people down an irreversible road that they don't want to turn around on, because if they do, they're gonna have to eat all crow, admit they was fucked up, and then now their credibility has to be broken down and then rebuilt back up. I can't see how these people led us all these years. I've grown to understand that racism is not coming from any other race of people besides ourselves. Because, man, ain't nobody telling us about race but our own people. Every time I hear something happening about race and it's affecting me, it's coming from another black person. I ain't never had a white person come to me and tell me, oh, you're being racially discriminated against. What the fuck? It's like taboo. They don't even bring the shit up. We the only ones bring the shit up. It's like a chess game. We don't know the moves, but we know that we have the pawns and the rooks and all these fucking things on the board and shit. You're just making moves and don't even know which ones are the right ones and which ones are not. Your opponent, it would behoove him not to tell you the rules. That way he can take advantage of your ignorance. And see, people don't want to hear the fact that, hey, man, racism only exists between the racist and the people being discriminated against. Everybody else, that ain't your fucking business. That ain't got nothing to do with you. But they seem like they want everybody. This is why I believe that this shit is, that racism was created to distract people. Because we'll pay more attention to that than we will the reason why kids are getting diseases and shit. They don't seem to think that's racist right there. You don't think it's racist that kids are getting all these diseases right now, but adults, they not getting the diseases. It's like a discrimination thing, but for your children. Kids are being targeted, but they're not being targeted the way we think they are. They're not in some school doing getting training reading hour. They're not in some school doing anything other than that. They got us discriminating against our own kids. They got us thinking about our kids as if they were dangerous towards us. Think about this. And this might be controversial on this shit nowadays. Think about when they tell you that your kids need a vaccination. They tell you you don't want your kid to get sick. Right then, they're telling you that the other kids are sick. So now you got to discriminate in order to protect your kids. Back in the day, they used to have kids come together. They got chickenpox and shit and hang out, so the chickenpox can spread between the kids. They don't do that shit no more. Same thing with the flu. They used to have people get the flu before flu season while they're still strong and healthy and shit, so they can freaking won't have to deal with it in the wintertime. That's discrimination, man. That's just discrimination. But the discrimination that we pay attention to is shit like whites only, blacks only. I keep seeing people show pictures of water fountains, one with white only on it, and then another water fountain with black only or colored only. And so I was like, man, this is crazy. I don't understand how people get up in arms about this shit. There's got to be a real reason why they did this. And every time I find some information about it, it has something to do with race. But there was one time, and this is just recently, I found some information about why these water fountains had white only and colored or black only. See, there's a little thing in plumbing that they use the labeling system for different forms of wastewater. See, wastewater is something else. There's different degrees of wastewater. There's the mild wastewater, the stuff that you wash your hands with, wash your dishes, brush your teeth with. That's a form of wastewater right there. But that's called gray water. Then there's a step above that it's called black water too as well. This is the water that has chemicals in it, feces, stuff that you don't want exposed to your drinking water or to animals or to plants. This water right here is water that needs to be collected and stored in a safe environment so people can either filter it and reuse it or dump it and allow nature to deal with it. Well, before we came up with systems like water treatment plants, all water was recycled, meaning that it was put back into the system the same way it's done right now, but it was done on a local scale because people used to have their own septics, their own water treatment plants right there on site because they didn't have water treatment plants. They didn't have systems where you could send your water off miles away from your home, have it treated, cleaned, filtered, and sent back to you. Didn't have that back in the early 1900s. But what they did have was home filtration systems. The same shit that people are trying to put on a Brita on your sink, they had these things built into the property. So they would recycle their own water. They would distill their own water. These were very innovative times for people when you were starting businesses. Because the first thing you had to do was establish utilities before you even start your business. This is what we paid attention to back in the day. We didn't pay attention to frivolous shit like race. So when I see them pictures of water fountains with whites only and blacks only, and I think about all of the fucking shit that they went through to push this as being racist, it's amazing to me that nobody, even the plumbers, why didn't the plumbers step up and say, no, that picture is demonstrating the difference between drinking water and wastewater, recyclable drinking and wastewater. Nowadays, you go to a business, their water is connected to the city water. So you don't have the option of reusing your wastewater. So they got to pay for that water. If you had that shit on site like most businesses did before the 30s, before the 40s, you would have your own wastewater treatment plant right there at your business, at your home. You got septics, you got cleaning agents that you could put in there. Like I have, for my home, I have a septic, and we put Rid-X into the system. And Rid-X is just a fungus or bacteria that once exposed to wastewater, it eats it and dissolves it, breaks it down. That way your system won't back up. Back in the day, this is all they use. This is where we got this type of technology, the septic and all of this stuff, and the wastewater treatment plants. It's because people used to make their own. And you come to a shop or a business and they have white water. That's the water you drink. That's clean water. That's water that's been treated, filtered, and distilled. And then you also have the water that's already been used, which is black water or colored water. Nobody ever thought that this had an alternative meaning. It's because the whole time you got your people barking to you in your ear. Ooh, that's racist. That's racist. That shit led to all the crap that we went through. These are all acts. I don't believe none of that shit occurred back in the day. And I definitely don't believe anybody was drinking out of colored water fountains or black water fountains. Nobody was drinking out of that. That fountain was used just like the fountains you have out in the park. You don't have people drinking out of the park water fountains like in Central Park. Those fountains they have in Chicago, you don't have people drinking out of that shit. That was for municipal uses only. Like, let's say you needed some water to put in your radiator. Then you would go to that fountain, you would fill up you a jug of that wastewater, that black water, that colored water, and you would use that instead of the drinking water. You know, because the wastewater was more abundant than the white water. The colored water had to be made. That means the water had to be boiled, it had to be filtered, and it had to be freaking pumped back into for drinking. So that water was limited. But the black water, that water right there was water that was filtered only to take out the particulates. The same shit they do today with the wastewater treatment plants. Everybody in the city is drinking black water right now. Everybody. There's not one person in the city that's not drinking black water. Everybody is drinking gray water, colored water right now today. The only people that's not drinking colored water is if you have your own water treatment system, meaning you have a well where you're pulling your fresh water up out of the ground and then filtering it and cleaning it and you drinking it. That's white water. I can't remember who I was talking to the other day, and I brought this up about the signs, what they meant. And the first thing when I say white water, it doesn't mean that it's for white people only. It has a meaning behind it based on the clarity or the cleanliness of the water. And the first thing they said was white water rafting. Crazy shit, man. But this just goes to show you that there's people that know this stuff, but they'll keep their mouth shut and they won't say anything. They won't say anything to the contrary of what's being put out by everybody else in their community. Because if they did, guess what would happen? They would be admonished. Oh, you just taking up for the other race of people. That's so wild to me, man. I can't understand this shit. 6 years ago, we was going through the same thing. But instead of being racist or instead of being immigrants, it was the sick and the healthy. And see, they made everybody think that you can be asymptomatic and still be sick, meaning that you don't have no symptoms. The symptoms are the sickness. If you don't have symptoms, that means you're not sick. But you see how they created this whole persona around this stuff, making it seem like, hey, you can be under the influence and not be influenced at all. But you can be under it. And this is why people keep on going through this shit over and over again, because we allow people to speak for us, to think for us. We're not supposed to be allowing people to think for us. Like I said, I'd rather make a mistake and live with it because I made the mistake. But when you make a mistake because somebody else influenced you, Oh man, you either gonna double down, and this is what most people do. They double down. You either gonna double down or you just gonna go cold turkey and denounce the whole situation altogether. Very few people denounce the whole situation. Very few. Most people will go down with the ship just because they own it. Versus people that have their own mindset, their own framework. There's not too many people that's an individual nowadays. Everybody is part of the collective. They don't have to put a chip in your head or in your hand to control you. They don't got to do that. They control us with images. And the images is a chip, but it's not a chip. The images are what's controlling you. The images are what they put in your head. Now, if your whole persona is based off of your skin color and the things that you do as a black person, then something's wrong. Because as soon as that become unpopular, you have nothing to go off of. You have nothing to go for. You have nothing to live for. Look how these people demoralize us by using race at every opportunity they get. It's like it's like they sit around and wait for opportunities, or they go out searching for opportunities to make it a racial event. I'm not gonna talk about the horse in the room. I'm gonna leave that for another video. But this video right here is talking about how 6 years ago they were pulling the same race game against us that they pull it today. But back then it was about health. It wasn't about color of your skin. Everybody was a suspect. Everybody was discriminated against. You had to wear a mask around your family members. Imagine that. You sleeping in the same house with them, eating the same dinner, but you had to cover up your mouth around them? That's crazy. But that's how the world works. It only takes a few to corrupt the many. And then the way that they use technology today, man, it's only gonna get worse. The better these AI videos get and shit, the harder it's gonna be to prove anything on camera. They're not gonna everything that's gonna be on camera is not gonna be the truth. It's gonna be a lie. And the reason why they do that shit is because we are ignorant and susceptible to manipulation. So I know there's not a lot of people that are listening to this, but those pictures of whites only and blacks only on the water fountain wasn't about race. It wasn't about color. It was about the quality of the drinking water. And for all them dumbass people that put these videos and these images out, showing this, talking about it was a form of discrimination, you're the problem. You're the problem. My next video that I'm gonna make is gonna be about this shit with the Metcalfs and the Anthonys. How this shit is fake. It's all fake. It's all propaganda. So until next time, you guys stay safe. Don't trust nobody. And you know what? Be an individual. Salutes to the real ones.